Hey there, this is Saul. Uh, love your idea about doing a little village type of thing in Ragnarok, and that was pretty much exactly the idea I started with. I've typically been used to building like these huge, palaces and stuff, and I just got kind of sick of always building these giant honking buildings. And so I talked to my friend that I played Ragnarok with and said, what if we did a little village instead? Something with smaller buildings, like encourage more traversal between different stations in our kind of base area. So here's what I came up with. I'm going to give you a little bit of tour. Um, so the first thing I wanted to do was kind of mess with some of the ambiance a little bit. And so one of the things I did was came to this waterfall and installed a bunch of tech lights and then just used standard colors, color dyes to change their color to bright, shiny rainbow colors. So you can go in and paint the tech lights and that'll create that effect. In the waterfall here on the right, I just used some plain white ones. A little higher up, I used green to match the foliage a little bit. And then probably one of my best trophies of all time was max level ice wyvern. Managed to catch. So pretty proud of that. So we fly on down a little bit closer. We are looking straight down. I'm sorry if your point of view is wonky. But then when we get to the bottom of the waterfall, we got the little pond. I wanted to leave that nice and open. Created a little tiki bar type area over here with some cliff platforms just mounted really, really low. Put a grill and just a couple fireplaces in there. Tech generator as well. And so that kind of brings us up here over to what we've been kind of casually referring to as the bungalow. I tried to time this with nightfall so you'd get the cool rainbow effects, but then daybreak so that you could actually see the buildings I'm showing you. So with the bungalow, I definitely wanted a slanted roof style, kind of almost an A-frame, something that feels lower to the ground but still has lots of verticality inside. And then, like I mentioned, I've been doing all these big honking complexes and builds and stuff that were just packed in with all the stuff you would need in one spot. Here we wanted to try to open it up. So put down some shag rugs, a couple beds if folks want to crash out in here, generator, cryo fridge. And then this kind of became our main cooking and eating area. You can create the long table just putting 3 regular wooden tables end to end. And making them clip into each other a little bit. And plenty of fridges, plenty of grill space, and an industrial cooker, preserving bins, all that stuff. So all of our team typically comes here first after missions and going out and exploring and whatnot to dump gear into the vaults and sort inventory, cryo any new friends we tamed, and then cook off all the meat and start making more jerky. So that's the bungalow. Oh. Out back behind the bungalow was originally just meant to be a dung beetle area to create some fertilizer. And what I found is dung beetles escape anything, like anything. I've had them escape dino leashes. It's wild. But some storage boxes with the mountain of fertilizer that the dung beetles created, which was pretty cool. Let's see here. So, and then this was just kind of a little wandering and landing area out back. This whole little structure came about because I wanted to do a toilet, which I did, as you see. But we were trying to get even more fertilizer. So this one's super awkward. The other reason I built it up this high was I used to have a pillar here with a zip line that would go across the little channel here. And the zip lines are just too janky. It's probably something I'm doing wrong for sure, but they just don't really work that smoothly for us, and I gotta work on that. So anyway, so we go out front of the bungalow, and then get down here, visit some of our friends. Hey, Peter. And then this is, I'm going to turn the generator off. This is our medical bay. Also, never open fridges or cryo fridges, especially while the power's turned off. It can kill everything you have in there. Just learned that yesterday from Reddit. Anyway, so medical, basically this is where we're going to make and store all of our medical brews and things like that. It's just kind of nice. Got a chemistry bench in here for processing narcotics. And so basically the little system we have is we'll take Peter, my friend has another trike named Wendy. We'll go out farming for berries, go collect a bunch of those, and then run them straight back here for processing. So it's all right down on the ground. One of the reasons why this particular area, sorry, my map got wiped due to whatever, I don't know. But hopefully you can still get a good look at where I am on the map. So you see about 25 latitude, and what is that? Yeah, about 25. It's a really good area. I'll take you on a little tour of that when it gets a little more light out. But yeah, so that's medical. Take a rest, bud. Okay, so that was kind of the medical bay. We wanted that close to the bungalow so that you could come straight out of the bungalow after landing and go straight to medical if you were hurting, or if your dino was hurting, grab some veggie cakes out of the fridge or whatever. Little pond. Stegosaurus likes to swim. To each their own. And this is where I had to work on traversal quite a bit because, as you notice, there's a lot of really cool cliffs that are perfectly flat and ideal for building on, pretty much. So we had to put an elevator in. It's got the generator for that too. And so up here, this is where we've got the smithy. That's kind of what we've taken to referring to it as. Sorry, that's super awkward language. But basically, you know, we had a medical bay for processing, you know, stimulants and narcotics and buffs and power-ups and things like that. This is where we go if we want to, you know, really dig into crafting. So this is a much bigger structure, but strictly because of the forge. It's five and like 1/10, 5 and 1/10 walls high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then to try to make up for it just being so dang big and taking up so much space, created a cool little alcove up here. This is my bunk. Got my trophies from battles in which I was very heroic. Not really at all. I cheat like a maniac. I'm not ashamed. But we got stuff. There's stuff. See the stuff? So, and then this is awkward. I had to rebuild the smithy and I needed a door. So I made a door. Don't judge me. Anyway, our teleporter over here because we're very fancy people. Tech Quetzal mobile base with like guns. Pretty awesome. Hey, griffins! You said you were gonna have griffins. Did you know that you can stick glow sticks right onto your flying pets? It helps a lot at night. Serafina and Landroval. I try to name all my Argies after the Great Eagles in the Lord of the Rings. So there's a Gwaihir around here somewhere, and I forget the name of the other one. Dude, take a break, Lando. There we go. So across from the smithy, we've got the greenhouse. And I'll be honest, this is my least favorite part of all of it. Like, it works, it's good, there's tons of space in here, plenty of room for us to grow, all that good stuff, but it's just, we don't use it. I don't really use it that much. So, oof, that's what you get for flying too near Tinny. Okay, so, that's kind of the scoop there. Yikes, polygons. Alright, Landerval, you're up. So, we always wanted to expand more back here. Partially because this place can be really difficult to find at night. There's a lot of layers and levels. And so we wanted to build back here just to get some more light to give to different structures, but I went on a queen bee hunting rampage and died many, many times, but I had planned a big building back here and never really finished it, and just felt right to just go ahead and leave the beehives to be kind of the main thing there. But the reason why I like this area so much is because of the verticality. You've got multiple levels of cliffs, as you see, that you can build on, which presents a lot of really interesting challenges for how to get from one area to the next. This kept me busy in a really fun way for a really long time, just thinking about how my tribe mates would use these areas and how to make it easy for them to get around, so it'd be fun. And it's got all of these beautiful little nooks and crannies in the back. So, again, you know, I hadn't played this map in a hot minute, but this is an area we kind of made just to be kind of a fun little social area. Not that you need that in the game. The hardcore players might be rolling their eyes to the heavens right now, and I gotta say, I don't blame you. Back here in this little pond, I've caught several high-level creatures that spawn back here. It's just far enough away from any of our structures or troughs that you still get spawns. But then, yeah, like I said, you've just got, you know, these awesome flattish cliffs you can build on. This was our very first build here in this area. Started off on the ground. And this is one of those things you'll hear people say when they're talking about it. If you want the really cool angled exterior, many times you gotta deal with a little bit awkward and hairy interior with your roofs. This vaguely reminds me of an octopus's suction cups. But c'est la vie, it looks great from the outside. Anyway. So this was a good little area to build some stuff into. And remember, depending on how you set your resource radius, you know, if you're in charge of your server settings, or, you know, if your admin is, like, you can make it so that these things don't spawn back here and you have a little bit more of a clear corridor through to some of the more hidden areas in the back. And, you know, if you're just doing like a fictional Griffin town, cool, but if you actually plan to use this to, you know, go out and explore and progress in the game, you know, that would be one good reason to kind of try to clean this out a little bit. Okay, so then basically, I'm gonna get back to Desmo. That boy's so fast. Sorry, uno momento. Needed a quick drink of water, apparently. So, this was a fun little thing. I wanted to do something that kind of utilized the waterfall a little bit, so I put a couple of chairs, a couple boxes, some fishing poles in them. Of course, I did that, and then the fish stopped spawning. I'm on PS4, if you didn't gather that, so... but now we're going to get the big, epic, wide-angle shot. So this is pretty much the whole magical village. Really had a lot of fun with the colors, with the layout, things like that. Got a lot of space for creatures, a lot of, you know, big roaming areas and things like that. One thing not to sleep on is up here by this waterfall. If you can do something with this, I think it'd be really cool too. Maybe there's a way you can kind of incorporate this into the waterfall. But you got this whole like cool little forest back here. We put all our beavers in here. They're juiced up, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, like this cool little dark little forest up here with a lot of good flat space. And if you come out here, there's some more ruins and a pink parasaur and more waterfalls. God, there's just a bajillion waterfalls around here and rivers. It's so fun. But then you transition straight into areas like this that are a dream to build on. So I could keep going because this was a super freaking fun build that I was really happy with how it came out, but I think I've said all the things that count. I'm going to put some other disclaimers in my Reddit post to give you this link and such, because there's some things you should know about how I did this, and I'll go ahead and put that in writing because I'm not a coward. Anyway, thanks for watching. Really wish you good luck on your Griffin build. It sounds super cool. I'd love to see any videos or shots you get of it when it's done. Griffins are just such badass creatures. They're a lot of fun. And Ragnarok has been an amazing map for the build enthusiast in me. So I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, I hope this helps. So take care, Katie Redacted, and ARK on, Survivor. Bye.